Have you ever felt that among billions of beating hearts, a few seem written in your language, as if a constellation spelled your name beside theirs? Imagine for a breath that the cosmos leans close and speaks in a hush only your inner tide can hear. Messages about who is meant to walk with you, not for an hour or a season, but for a passage that feels as if it existed long before you met. Stay to the last word of this journey, because the sign that carries the deepest key to your soul may be the very one you never expected. Pisces, the 12th field of the zodiac, the closing arch of the celestial cathedral. You are not merely a symbol on paper. You are the ocean of memory and mercy, where every river ends and begins again. You feel what others overlook, dream what others cannot name, and hold inside you a quiet library of the whole zodiac's lessons. Water beyond borders, beyond definitions, beyond the demand to explain. Yet even an endless sea longs for a shore to cradle it. Even a visionary longs for someone who recognizes the holy pattern of the visions that rise inside. Some signs meet you not only in romance but in spirit. Their presence steadies you like an anchor, reflects you like a mirror, and together with you, calls a new vibration of love into being. Before we descend the stairway from the 5th to the 1st, from powerful harmony to the rarest mirror soul, breathe with me. Close your eyes if you're listening in the dark. Let the noise outside soften. What follows is more than star talk. It's a summons to the part of you that always knows. The path into the heart of Pisces begins now. The 5th most compatible sign, Scorpio. Picture two rivers that spent years carving their own valleys, private, secret, heavy with meaning. When they finally meet, the water doesn't argue. It fuses into a single thunderstrong current. This is Pisces and Scorpio. Scorpio, ruled by the alchemy of transformation, carries the power to die to an old self and rise again. Pisces, ruled by the tides of compassion and imagination, carries the power to feel what is unfelt and bless what is broken. They do not simply form a couple. They build a sanctuary no one else can enter without permission. Water understands water. It doesn't demand noise to be heard, nor proof to trust what it already knows. With Scorpio, Pisces is safe to unlace the secret chest of feelings. Scorpio does not flinch at shadow. It gazes into deep places and says, "I will not abandon you there." In return, Pisces wraps Scorpio in tenderness, in patient love that rinses the ache left by old wars. And yet two waters can soothe or flood. Intensity and sensitivity can spiral into jealousy, suspicion, overwhelm. The medicine is balance. Pisces must learn to hold ground when Scorpio's waves climb high. Scorpio must learn to relax into Pisces' current without grasping for control. At their best, these two walk as guardians of mysteries, weaving bonds that don't depend on applause. Their love is a hidden temple, known only to those who dare to dive beneath the surface. That is why Scorpio stands 5th, a flame that burns beneath water and somehow never goes out. The 4th most compatible sign, Capricorn. If Pisces is the sea that dreams, Capricorn is the mountain that endures. One flows, one holds, one imagines, one manifests. They look opposite until you realize they complete a sacred circuit. Capricorn brings discipline, structure, devotion to what lasts. Pisces brings intuition, wonder, the will to lift reality into meaning. Together a miracle happens. Capricorn teaches Pisces that dreams deserve foundations. Pisces teaches Capricorn that structures deserve soul. Imagine a stone basilica by the coastline. The stone offers shelter, the tide offers song. Without stone, the water has nowhere to rest. Without water, the stone is empty echo. So it is with Pisces and Capricorn. One brings a base, the other brings breath. Still, each must learn the other's language. Capricorn, remember that Pisces' visions are not fragility, but messages arriving from the unseen. Pisces, remember that boundaries aren't cages. They are vessels that keep the treasure safe. When they honor both heaven and earth, their love becomes purposeful, a lighthouse and a star map in one. Capricorn places the ladder to the sky. Pisces provides the light that makes the climb worth it. That is why Capricorn holds the fourth place for Pisces, a love of building and believing, rooted and rising, shaping not only a bond, but a legacy. If this message already feels like it's speaking directly to your path, share your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments. Let the community feel how your story echoes through the constellations, because the more we map our timing together, the clearer the guidance becomes. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to Signs and Secrets now, so you won't miss the next revelation that lines up exactly when you need it. The third most compatible sign, Cancer. Here the ocean meets itself. Pisces and Cancer don't just meet, they remember. Moon-led Cancer builds sanctuary, not just rooms but refuge, not just dinners but devotion. Neptune-led Pisces brings breath and enchantment, that quiet grace that lifts the ordinary into the sacred. Together, they can sit in silence and say everything. Cancer protects fiercely. Pisces trusts and softens the edges of hard days. Their union feels like arriving home to a place you never visited, yet somehow always knew. But the gift of sensitivity carries a warning. Two waters can heal, and two waters can sink each other if both fall into sadness at once. The lesson is to trade roles. When one drifts, the other anchors. When one dims, the other lights a candle. At full expression, they become healers of each other and of the world, reminding us that tenderness is not weakness, but a quiet strength with astonishing endurance. Cancer takes the third position because it mirrors Pisces' heart and walks beside it through every tide with loyalty and grace. The second most compatible sign, Taurus. Where Cancer offers emotional shelter, Taurus offers earthly steadiness. Venus rules Taurus with beauty, pleasure, and devotion. Neptune guides Pisces with wonder and transcendence. Together, they craft a love that tastes like fresh bread and also smells like rain on far soil, sensual and spiritual at once. Taurus moves with patience, a constant presence that lets Pisces rest when imagination surges into overwhelm. Pisces, in turn, returns the favor with awe and artistry, transforming routine into ritual. What others call an ordinary evening becomes a sacred feast when these two set the table. Think of a flourishing garden, watered by a clear stream. Taurus tends the ground with care and constancy. Pisces brings the water that gives every leaf its shine. Without Taurus, Pisces' current would wander without anchorage. Without Pisces, Taurus's rose would be orderly but dry. The challenge lies where strength becomes rigidity. Taurus can hold too tightly to what is known. Pisces can drift into the unknown and speak in mist. If Taurus demands certainty at all times, Pisces feels caged. If Pisces refuses to be seen clearly, Taurus feels alone. The sacred lesson is rhythm. One steadies, the other inspires. One roots, the other lifts. At their highest, they create something built to last yet forever alive. That is why Taurus holds the second place for Pisces, a marriage of earth and water that turns surviving into singing. And now, the first and most astonishing companion, Virgo, the axis of opposites. The invisible bridge that becomes visible when two halves decide to become a whole. Virgo brings focus, precision, and care. Pisces brings faith, imagination, and surrender. At first glance, they seem contrary. In truth, they're oriented toward each other like hands that fit naturally around the same vessel. Virgo sees details Pisces overlooks and weaves them into working life. Pisces sees vistas, Virgo doubts, and reminds them that life is more than lists. Together, they don't cancel each other's differences. They compose a harmony neither could play alone. Virgo teaches Pisces how to plant the dream in soil so it grows roots and fruit. Pisces teaches Virgo how to soften and let the wind carry certain answers before they are proven. Imagine two healers at one bedside, Virgo tending the body and the practical flow of days, Pisces tending the spirit and the bright thread of meaning. Alone, each is powerful. Together, they restore wholeness. Of course, there are growth edges. Virgo can cut too sharply with critique, looking for flawless lines, where Pisces finds beauty in the blurred edge of a watercolor. Pisces can turn elusive, drifting into reverie when Virgo longs for clarity. But if Virgo learns that gentleness is a kind of order, and Pisces learns that commitment is a kind of prayer, their love becomes alchemy. That is why Virgo stands first, the divine balance between ground and sky, lamp and vision, anchor and sail. If the rhythm of this message supports you, pause for a second and gently tap the like button. Acts of support help this guidance find the people who are asking for it tonight. Support signs and secrets. Become a channel member for exclusive videos and early access. Compatibility, of course, is a living conversation with time. Transits shift, seasons of life reshape us, and what we call match breathes with our growth. Yet across seasons, these 5, Scorpio, Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, consistently meet Pisces at depth. They don't demand the ocean quiet itself. They learn to swim within it. And the ocean, grateful, reveals treasures it guards for no one else. When you, Pisces, look at love, you're not searching for a puzzle piece to complete you. You are listening for resonance. You're listening for a tone you've heard in dreams. The right person doesn't make the water placid. They surf your waves with you, laughing when the wind changes, holding you steady when storms try to borrow your hope. This is why the most essential question is not who will fix me, but who can breathe well at my depth. Let's revisit each sign through another lens. The archetype each brings, the lesson it awakens, the gift it leaves in your hands. Scorpio arrives as the alchemist. Its lesson, the shadow has medicine. When Scorpio trusts you and you trust Scorpio, together you can turn what once wounded into wisdom. The gift is radical intimacy, the kind that persists through silence and across distances because it rests in truth, not performance. Capricorn steps onto the stage as the builder. Its lesson, time is love made visible. Plans, schedules, savings, and the steady hand that shows up on hard days are not the opposite of romance. They are its scaffolding. The gift is dignity, knowing you are building something with weight and worth, a life you can lean upon during winter. Cancer enters as the guardian. Its lesson, devotion is the art of making room for another soul. It teaches you that safety isn't a cage, but a dwelling where you can grieve, laugh, and begin again without fear. The gift is belonging, the sensation of walking through your front door and breathing differently because you're home. Taurus arrives as the keeper of the garden. Its lesson, presence is sensual prayer. It invites you to slow down and taste your life. Music in the kitchen, the ritual of lighting a candle, the gratitude of steady hands. The gift is contentment that doesn't dull the spirit but grounds it, turning daily bread into sacrament. Virgo enters as the healer architect. Its lesson, love is care in action. It asks for honesty, invites repair, and teaches that tenderness and accountability are twins. The gift is integration, mind and heart, plan and poetry, service and sanctuary, all working in concert. This is the deeper architecture beneath the ranking. You are not waiting for fate to choose for you. You are learning what kind of rhythm your heart keeps best with. Each of these signs carries a tuning fork. When it's struck, you feel your own tone vibrate stronger. Now turn toward yourself. Pisces, you're often told you're too much, too sensitive, too idealistic, too forgiving, too mystical. The truth is simpler and braver. Your sensitivity is a sensor. Your idealism is a map. Your forgiveness is a form of courage. Your mysticism is literacy in a language many have forgotten. You're not lost at sea. You are sea, ancient, generous, capable of peace that looks like glass and power that looks like a storm that remakes the coast in one night. The partner meant for you will not ask you to shrink your tide. They will learn its phases and keep time with its moon. There will be days when you wonder if the love you seek exists outside of storybooks. On those days, remember this: you were born with the memory of the whole wheel of signs inside you. You carry all of them: the fire of beginnings, the earth of commitment, the air of insight, the water of compassion. When you meet someone who resonates, you recognize that memory in motion. You don't need fireworks to be persuaded. You need evidence of presence over time. And when you find it, you pour back with your whole heart. If you haven't yet, let me know your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments. I read them, and it helps me craft guidance aligned with your timing. The story of this community is written in your dates, your signs, and your seasons. Share yours so we can honor it together. People often ask whether destiny is fixed or flexible. The answer is hidden in your tides. There is a current that belongs to you alone, non-negotiable, holy. There is another current shaped by choice. Compatibility lives where those currents meet. Scorpio invites you to trust the dark and not run from it. Capricorn invites you to build the vessel that won't leak when seas get rough. Cancer invites you to rest in care without apology. Taurus invites you to enjoy what you've planted instead of only dreaming of the next horizon. Virgo invites you to refine, repair, and return to what matters. Again and again with grace. In practice, this means love will sometimes ask you to do what's hardest for you, to say no to fantasy that doesn't honor you, to say yes to a plan when your heart wants to drift, to speak clearly when you'd rather hint, to protect your boundaries when someone mistakes your mercy for permission. These are not betrayals of your nature. They are how your nature stays strong enough to keep giving. We have walked together through the 5 signs that most naturally meet Pisces at depth. Scorpio's transforming fire underwater, Capricorn's steadfast mountain beside the sea, Cancer's moonlit sanctuary, Taurus's garden of devotion, Virgo's precise and healing light. Each carries an archetype, a lesson, and a gift. Each offers not just romance, but a way to evolve. Remember, the list is a compass, not a cage. A soul not named here can still sing your song if both of you choose to learn the music. But when you feel one of these 5 step into your orbit, pay attention. The universe may be guiding you toward a door you're finally ready to open. Let your standards be vows you make to yourself, that your empathy will not be bartered for crumbs, that your dreams will not be talked out of existence, that your willingness to forgive will travel with wisdom, not naivety. True partners will help you become more of yourself, not less. They will not ask you to drain your ocean to make them comfortable. They will learn to swim, and in swimming they will grow. Picture the life you're building: mornings where presence feels like prayer, afternoons where work serves meaning, evenings where love is a steady glow, and sometimes the thrilling strike of lightning across calm water. Picture conflict handled without cruelty. Picture plans that don't strangle magic, and magic that doesn't sabotage plans. Picture both of you aging into a tenderness that keeps learning names for the other's soul. This is not fantasy. This is what happens when 2 people decide to practice love as a craft, not only as a feeling. If you're halfway through this journey and something in you is humming, let that be a sign. Life has a way of bringing the next right conversation to your door when you acknowledge you're ready. Maybe your Scorpio has already appeared and you've been wary of the depth. Maybe your Capricorn is offering a future and you're shy of commitment. Maybe your Cancer knows how to hold you and you're learning to accept being held. Maybe your Taurus is quietly building a life and waiting for you to notice its beauty. Maybe your Virgo is gently asking you to put the dream on paper so it can live in the world. Wherever you are, listen to the water inside you. It knows. As we close, take a quiet inventory. What season are you in? Planting, tending, harvesting, or resting the soil? Which sign best complements that season? Your heart already holds the answer. The stars simply remind you where to look. Trust your intuition. It's not a luxury, it's your compass. Trust the flow. It isn't weakness, it's how tides move the moonlit world. And trust yourself. The ocean doesn't apologize for being wide. If this exploration opens something real in you, let your voice be part of this circle. Share your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments so we can bless your timeline and hold space for your next step. Tell us which sign here felt like home and which lesson you're taking forward from tonight. Before you go, make sure you're subscribed to Signs and Secrets so the next chapter arrives exactly when you're ready to hear it. And if this message helped you find language for your heart, tap like now. It signals the algorithm to carry this guidance to someone who needs it in the dark. You deserve love that resonates, not just love that entertains. You deserve companionship that honors your tides, not proximity that resents your waves. May you meet the ones who can breathe at your depth and laugh in your light. May you give generously without losing yourself, and receive fully without fear. May your ocean remain vast and alive. If you want to hear everything the universe has to say to you, watch these other videos on our channel.